Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? It's a rooster, a white rooster. I don't know where he lives. Every morning he starts cock-a-doodle-doing at about, 4:30 in the morning. Depends on him what time he wants to start. Crowing. Why do we call it crowing when he's a rooster? Why don't we call it roostering? This is the first time I've seen him. And there's actually a little sprinkler head. If you can see where the pavement looks a little bit darker. And he was over there getting a shower in the sprinkler head. And now he's just checking out the mulch. Maybe finding insects. He looks healthy. Looks fluffy. Directly behind here is a huge field. It's actually a retention pond that's empty. And then behind that is the Henderson Mental Health Clinic, and it looks like either they're, building a huge hospital there, or an apartment complex, I'm not sure which. Now on the other side, can you see those buildings? Beyond those buildings is a residential area. But even that isn't nearby. That's probably 3 blocks from here. And residential behind here to the south is a minimum half mile. So where's this guy live? Has he always been living in the bushes? When I hear him crowing, he crows from this direction. But I always just thought he was particularly loud and crowing from way back over yonder. I don't know, but look at him, he's barely moving. Just standing there. This is as close as the camera will get. It's my camera in my Galaxy J3 Prime Android. What do I expect from an old, cheap phone? But anyway, where does he live? Very possibly he just lives out in that field in the back, or among the bushes, and if he's seen, he's not captured. They can fly. So for all I know, at night he might be in one of these small trees around here. That might be his tree. And who would notice a rooster up in a tree in the daytime when they're driving around the shopping plaza? This area, now that I'm thinking about it, might be unincorporated Broward County. The area where I grew up is like an island of unincorporated Broward County. And then the incorporated Broward County is all around us. So that's city, where it's incorporated. But where we are, where my parents owned their home, where I grew up, to this day, it's still unincorporated. We drove through there the other night. pitch dark, just like it always has been. It was the dark of the moon. And no street lights. And that's the way it was when I grew up. No street lights. And we used to walk that neighborhood at night. The only lights were if there was some porch light casting from the homes. They might have had a post light, but rarely. But we used to walk all over that neighborhood. It was a mile down to Davie Boulevard from our house. And we used to walk down there 10 years old and go to the drive-in. And they had outdoor seating close to the concession stand. And you could sit there and watch the movie. And when I say 10 years old, I mean the neighbor girl was the same age as me. And 2 10-year-olds used to walk a mile, no streetlights, no sidewalks, walk a mile to go to the movies. And it was usually daylight when we walked there. But it was midnight when the movie was over, and we were walking home at midnight. And we did walk home. Our parents didn't come and pick us up. And that's the way it was. And in the kind of opposite direction, it was a mile to the convenience store and the farm store, where you could get ice cream, bread, eggs, milk. And the convenience store where you could get candy and stuff like that. But we used to walk that mile. It's like, no big deal. You want something from the convenience store, you walked. So it took you 30 minutes to get there and 30 minutes to get back. Okay, no problem. And we rode our bikes all over the place. No light. We'd ride to our friends' homes. We had a reflector on the front and a reflector on the back. That was it. No lights on the bikes. We rarely ever came across a vehicle either. I know there's something about being in the darkness and your eyes adjust to it and capture whatever ambient light there is from any source. And of course, being that young, our vision was good. Never a bit of fear. And of course, I was 8 years old when we moved from the country. And our house was in the middle of 15 acres. So there was nothing nearby within those 15 acres, just our house. You know, the chicken coop and stuff like that, but I mean, no other neighbors. We could see them, but they weren't nearby. Maybe that's why I don't have any sense of fear as an adult. I've never had throughout my life. Never had any sense of fear. I'm not afraid of the dark. I embrace the dark. I enjoy the dark. I'd rather not go out of my home until dark. It's cooler. Don't risk sunburn. Fewer people out. When I travel, I always travel at night. Always travel at night, overnight. Mostly on the highway, there are truckers. And the truckers are very, very polite. And they're cautious, you know, they watch out for people in small vehicles, so I've never had a problem. And when it's been rainy, I've had truckers pull over, flash their lights at me like, follow me. And of course, with all those lights on the back of their rig, I could easily, and I knew there were no cars in front of that truck. That truck wasn't going to run into a car in the rain. And when I say rain, I'm telling you, I could barely see the back end of that rig with all those lights on it because it was raining that hard. Hard enough at midday it was dark. And I have had many times when truckers have done that. So it's just, I enjoy the dark. I enjoy the nighttime. I enjoy traveling at night. And look at that rooster. He's not worried about corona. Of course, he is social distancing, isn't he? He's all by himself. He's not even worried if he's going to find bugs in that mulch. He must be pretty familiar with that patch there, because he's lingering there for a long time. He has a water source. He has a food source. He has a shade source. I mean, he can get into those thick bushes there, which that's one of the thickest bits of landscaping that's over here. And nobody would see him. And maybe that's exactly where he lives. He has everything he needs right there in the middle of a shopping center. And where does he live? Right across from Marshall's. Where's the sign? Up here. Can we see it? I don't know. Can we see it? I don't know. Anyway, that's Marshall's. So he lives across from DTLR. So you see, we don't know if he can count. But I'll bet he already knows he's got lots of blessings. Because all of his needs are met. And who does he rely upon? Doesn't rely upon the government. Doesn't rely upon his employer. Doesn't rely upon the President of the United States. Doesn't rely upon his relatives. Doesn't rely upon anyone or anything except his connection with his Creator. And his Creator has already put everything into him that he needs to know to survive. So when we just listen to that little voice telling us what to do and how to do, and when we believe that that voice is the Creator, aha, did you just see the rooster disappear? Creator is protecting him. Be grateful, count your blessings, and now we know where Mr. Rooster lives. And he's probably going to hunker down in the shade and near the nice, moist dirt where the sprinkler has been sprinkling. Listen to the still small voice within you. We must follow the rules of the land. Take care, be well.